Alright, this video is going to talk for a minute about what to do when you're feeling jealous. According to the Christian faith, jealousy is contrary to God's will. The 10th commandment from the 10 Commandments talks about coveting, which means longing for something that belongs to someone else. So coveting and jealousy are very similar words. Even people who are not Christians, I think, recognize the harmfulness of jealousy, because even Christians recognize the value of gratitude, living with a heart of gratitude. Now, if you live in a jealous state of mind where you're always coveting what other people have and always discontented with what you have, you're going to be a less, content person. If you give those impulses permission to kind of lead you, if you give your heart to them, it doesn't take a certain religious outlook to see the danger in giving yourself over to those kind of things. What Christians say about jealousy, human experience proves to be true. So, first of all, and this may seem really obvious, but for me, it's difficult. The first thing to do when dealing with jealousy is to admit that you're dealing with it. And that's easier said than done, for a lot of different reasons. Admitting that you're struggling with jealousy or with any sin is the first step to really dealing with it. C.S. Lewis, in his chapter on pride in Mere Christianity, said, if any man would like to acquire humility, I think I can tell him the first step. The first step is to admit that one is proud. And that's arguably the hardest step in any sin. But there's a certain liberation that comes from admitting it. Just like in Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a certain liberation that comes when a person can stand and say, and I'm an alcoholic. Like, they're admitting the problem. They're not covering it up or concealing it. They're admitting it, which enables them to actually get the support that they really need. Support that isn't ever going to be available to them as long as they're in denial they need it. This may sound very overly simplistic too, but the key to dealing with jealousy is to abide in God's love. To really believe, not just give lip service to, but to really believe that God loves you. Because if you believe that God loves you, that will enable you to remember that the life that you have, the abilities you have, the gifts you have, the talents you have, the possessions you have, they've all been given to you through the love of God. And God isn't giving you a raw deal. There's a famous quote from St. Augustine that says, "He who has God only, and he who has God and everything else that exists has no more than he who has only God." And when we say, kind of in a pity party kind of way, like, I only have God, what we're doing is we're failing in that moment to remember what it means to have God. If we have God, we have the maker of all that exists, the maker of the universe with us, comforting us and giving us his attention. If we have that, we really do have all that we need. So if you, like me, are struggling with jealousy, remember that God loves you. Admit to God that you're dealing with this. Ask him for help. And it may not go away right away, but coming to him and asking for help is the way to go. God bless.